What's up, baby people? What's happening, man? Peace to everybody that's here in the clouds. What I'm like to do. What's up, guys? How y'all doing? It's Josh back with another video, and today I don't have a interview, scheduled, so I figured I cover something that I've actually been working on for a video, and that's actually Microsoft SQL Server. I was basically gonna go through and show you guys how to set up a lab, using Microsoft, SQL Server. If you're trying to learn it, you know what I'm saying? Let's say you're going through documentation trying to learn it. I was gonna show you guys how to set up one uh, on your desktop, like if you're on your Windows computer, if you want to, you know what I'm saying? You can actually start one or create a SQL Server right on Windows 11 or Windows 10. You can install the actual application and get it going, right on Windows 10. And it doesn't matter if you got it, activated. I'm gonna show you on a non-activated version of Windows 11 that I installed in a virtual machine. Just playing around with it, just seeing um, how I could record, something that's dealing with my job, that I currently do, for people that are trying to get into the industry and become a database administrator or something like that. And that's the crazy part about it. I never talk about anything dealing with my job on my channel as a database administrator, like what you need to know, what you need to learn, and all that stuff. And I've had people, that I've mentored outside of YouTube, helping them get into databases or working with data, and all that stuff. But I never did it on my channel because my channel, I try to keep it strictly free and open source, as well as Linux, Linux operating system and all that stuff. But shout out to everybody that that's here. I definitely appreciate it. I see you, AB Media. What's good, man? Linda D, what's good? Aquatechie, good to see you, bro. Greetings to you, man. Greetings to you. I definitely appreciate all you guys that are in the clouds. Just go down and speak, say something in the chat, so you can be recognized and everything. And then go down and hit the like button or whatever if you want to. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate you guys coming through. I definitely do. But let's hop over and install Microsoft SQL. You know what I'm saying? It's and that's the thing. I'm gonna do a video, like instructional kind of guide or tutorial, showing people how to actually set one of these up in their home lab, which is really not hard at all to do. I've seen other tutorials out there that show people how to do it, you know what I'm saying? Um, and so you can find the information out there, you know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to do it live, so you guys can actually see it or whatever, and get your things set up. So hold on, let me let me finish getting everything set up. I got my virtual machine already set up, but it's already installed and everything. I just had to make sure my virtual machine is correct. So let's switch over to my desktop, and I gotta find it right fast. So let's go studio mode. Let's see if I can bring this thing up. Yeah, just give me 1 second. But shout out to everybody that came through. I definitely see you guys talking in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Definitely appreciate it. Let's see. I think I got here we go. I think this will work for us. All right, so this is obviously Windows 11, latest version of Windows. So I'm gonna do everything in here, and sorry I can't get the resolution to work right on here, but we're gonna go through it anyway, you know what I'm saying? Just show you guys how to do it. So the easiest way, to install it is basically just download the application. So make sure you stay away from yeah, and I don't. This one thing I don't like about Windows. Let's see, start without data. I don't care about that. Nope, don't care about that. All right, cool. So basically, all you gotta do is search for Microsoft SQL. Let's see, SQL Server. Boom. And what I'm gonna do is install the latest version of SQL Server. Actually, let's click right here. This should bring it up. Yeah. All right, cool. So just so you guys know, it's multiple versions you can actually download or you can actually get. So you got SQL Server on Azure. So if you got an Azure account, you can obviously set it up there. If you don't have like a dedicated system at the house with Windows 10 on it or Windows 11 on it, you know what I'm saying, then you can obviously use the cloud, but you're gonna have to pay for it depending on how much data you use and all that stuff or whatever that goes along with that. So but at the end of the day, if you got like a system at the house with Windows 11 on, you don't mind using as just like your testing laptop or a laptop that you play around with, you know what I'm saying, then you can easily install SQL Server on there. And then also they have another version. It's called SQL Server at the Edge, extended SQL to IoT devices for real-time analysis with Azure SQL Edge. And then also we have a SQL Server on premise. So this is all paid. All three of these are paid, depending on what you're doing with it. You know what I'm saying? Like SQL Server in the cloud, you're gonna pay for data usage. SQL Server at the edge. I'm sure you're gonna pay for data usage as well as on-prem. So that's not the one you want to install. Neither one of these three you want to install. What you want to do is go down to the Developers Edition, and it's a full featured free edition of SQL Server. That's definitely where you want to get it. You know what I'm saying? You want to get it from this actual download right here. And then they also had the Express, which you can use for small applications. You know, it's good. You can develop using that as well, but I would prefer to use the full version. Now, one thing about the developers, the full version that you get for under the developers, you can't use it, you know, for non you can't use it for a production environment, because you know you get in trouble obviously, or they'll, you know, force you to pay for it, you know what I'm saying? You know, or you could possibly get sued, however that works with Microsoft. But you're not supposed to use the developer version in a production environment or for a production application or something like that. It's mainly used for development and testing. So um, this is the one you want to actually download it, especially if you want to see the full version. So I'm gonna download it right fast, and then let's just go through the install. And it don't take long. And let me shout out a couple more people in the chat. I see a couple more people coming through. And before the billions, what's up, man? What's good, bro? Good to see you, man. I'm a definitely email you. I got your email address. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't sure what was gonna happen this weekend with another guest. Otherwise I would have had you on. But it is what it is, man. I'm gonna definitely email you, and we gonna get together, bro, and set up a, you know, an interview and everything. I definitely appreciate it. Let's see. What's a good book to read to learn more about databases? So I got a couple. I think it's like SQL Cookbook. And hold on one second. I'm gonna come right back because I got the book right out here. Um, all right, so I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. But I wanted to find that book, but it's called SQL Queries uh, for Mere Mortals. This is a good book. You know what I'm saying? I use it, you know, to help me with development of. Oh, you guys probably can't see this. Let me go back to the full screen right fast so you guys can see it. Here we go. Boom. So, SQL Queries for Mere Mortals. This is an excellent book that I found. It looks still brand new, but I have been using this thing, you know, for work to help me come up with different types of queries. But really, the hardest part in learning SQL is understanding the queries and writing queries. You know, so that's the hardest part for me, at least. Which I'm fairly decent with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not no expert. You know what I'm saying? But I can hold my own. Let me say that. You know what I'm saying? But this is an excellent book. I'll put the link down in the description of the video or something like that, so you guys can check it out. But let's get back over to the install, and then also shout out to a couple more people I see coming through. um Camille, he says, hey, what is better for small projects, MarianDB or MySQL? They're all right. MarianDB and MySQL is pretty much the same. And let me start this while I talk about that. But let's see, the basic installation is what I want to do, or what you want to do. Accept their license agreement. So you can scroll down to the bottom, boom, hit accept. And then this is where it's going to start. It's going to start under program files. You can specify a different location if you want to. Just hit install. And then also, MySQL and MarianDB is pretty much the same thing. What happened with MarianDB is I believe it was the developer of MySQL that originally created or that originally came up with MySQL, or it might have been like one of the main developers of MySQL through Oracle. Well, Oracle owns MySQL, so they wanted to make a open source version that's not owned by anybody. So MariaDB is just a clone of MySQL. It's the same exact database management system. So either or will work. It's just Microsoft SQL is tied to, I mean, not Microsoft SQL. MySQL is tied to Oracle. MariaDB is open source, fully open source. So that's the main difference. So you can do whatever you want. I mean, you can use either or, bro. They both work. Citizen Lou, what's up, bro? How you doing? Professor Black Ops in the building. Good to see you, man. Hey, if you guys not subscribed to that brother, make sure you go over there. He be talking about that cloud life over there. I definitely appreciate him doing that. Let's see, Linda D, she says, agree, subqueries I still have problems with. Yeah, so that's why I recommend that book to people. I know it's a thick book, you know what I'm saying, but it has a lot of great information in it. I haven't even went all the way through it, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, and that's right, AB. It's a fork of MySQL. It's just an open source, fork of MySQL. That's what MariaDB is. Let me see. Agree. Oh, yeah, the queries can get interesting. Yeah, especially when when you start doing nested queries, and yeah, it can go, kind of far. You know what I'm saying? It could get deep, difficult. So, um, but yeah, this install shouldn't take too long. I mean, it's not that difficult, to install. It's just like any other Windows application. You just open up the exe and let it run. So agree to the terms of service, and then sign your life away. You know what I'm saying, and then go through and install it. You know what I'm saying? It's good to go. We all know how Oracle can behave at times. Yeah, definitely Aquatechie. For sure, man, for sure. Um, so this is an unactivated version of Windows, and basically, I don't know if you guys know that, but well, most of you guys are tech guys, so you guys know that probably. You can go right to Microsoft's website, download Windows 11, install it, and then during the installation, there's a question it basically asks you to put in the activation key. You know what I'm saying? But they have an option right there at the bottom in like small print or whatever that says, I don't have a key. All you gotta do is click that and finish the install, and you can install Windows 11. I mean, eventually you want to buy a key, especially if you're gonna put it on a system that you want to use, fully, because you can't log into your um like Microsoft stuff, any of your Microsoft features that they have it behind that activation. Basically, you can't do pretty much everything you want to do with Windows once if it's not activated. But you can install applications, you can play around with it, and it won't kill the operating system. Like back in the day, it'll be like 90 days, they'll give you a trial. Well, it'll keep going, and at the end of the day, you can just reload Windows again. You know what I'm saying, if you need to. And they don't mind people testing out the operating system, so you get to go. I'm not saying, and my reason for saying that is, don't be going on these torrent sites and downloading these activators that potentially put viruses on your computer. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're trying to activate Windows. If you don't care about all that Microsoft, you know, um, features, all those features, then it don't matter. Just install it and let it, and use it, And you might not get all the features. I mean, as far as like updates, like at a certain point, I think it stops pushing updates, like certain updates to it. So you have to, you know, eventually purchase, especially once you start getting into using it a lot and you don't want to let that operating system go. then just go down and activate it. I think Microsoft or Windows 11 is like free, I think. But anyway, let me show you guys this. This is the instance name. You could change up the instance name, I believe. Let me see. I thought you could change it up. Well, this is the connection string right there. Okay. Oh, my bad. I'm tripping. This is the information. I forgot. Instance name is Microsoft SQL Server. The SQL administrator, it uses your local account. So this Windows 11 VM, Josh, that's my local account. That's the SQL administrator account that it adds. Features installed, SQL engine, and this is the version. And this is the connection string. And we can actually test this out by hitting connect now. And that'll actually connect to it. And it'll also run this basic query, select version, go. And that'll bring in all the information about the MySQL server. So we currently got 15.0.2000.5. And that's September 24th, 2019. And that's the, the build information, all that stuff. Developers edition. So good to go. And you just close that, but it's basically done. So the installation has been completed. Server install log files. So that's where your log files are stored. So you might want to take note of that in case you need to check and see if, if something not working properly. You check your logs, installation media folder, installation resource folder. Now, the next thing you want to do, because you can connect to the server via the, command prompt, but the best way to manage a SQL Server is using SSMS. So let's go down and install it now. And when I click that button, that's the installer, right? This is still the end of the installer. And we can close it once I open that up, because we got to open up another installer, I think, after this. Yeah, there we go. So it opened up this site right here. Who's texting me? Yeah, and it opens up, this site right here. This is Microsoft site where you can download SSMS. So all you gotta do is download the latest version. You know what I'm saying? And then get that installed, and that'll get you going with actually connecting to the SQL Server. And then one thing, let me show you guys some other stuff right fast. So if we go into, let's go to right click on the start menu. Let's get this start menu down. But let's go to, I think, computer management or yeah, computer management. Let's go there. Yeah, there we go. So if we go down here to the services, we'll see the Microsoft SQL Server running. And it should be set to automatic, but this is a way of troubleshooting if the server is not running. So we just go down in here and find SQL Server. Let's see. There we go. All right. So this is the server is running, and then this is the agent. It's on manual. We can actually turn that on as well. Let's start that, the agent account, and then let's change the startup to automatic. So every time, it's just like in Linux, where I always show in these Linux videos. You know how you go into systemctl and enable a service? That's essentially what this is. You know what I'm saying? If you're a Linux guy like me, it's the exact same thing. You basically setting your services to automatically start. So when you reboot the server, it'll, start the service. So I keep the agent running as well. That's the browser. I'm gonna leave that off. But this is pretty much all your SQL services right here. VSS writer, CEIP service. I don't even know what this one is for. I gotta look it up in order to know what that actually is, but it's running, so we'll leave it running. But pretty much that'll allow you to troubleshoot it, and that's something you kind of have to do in certain environments depending on where you work at. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of that stuff is tied to like service accounts and all that stuff. You know, like it's tied to my. Let me see if this is running based on my. Yeah, so it created a local account with a password, MySQL server. So sometimes you have to troubleshoot that, you know what I'm saying? If this service is not starting, you know, that's one of the things you could look at as well. So all right, let's close that. We should be done with our download, and let's go down and install SSMS. And I always open up the folder. I like to look at what I'm clicking on. So we can just hit open. This will install SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio. I don't know if I've been saying SSMS all this time and not telling you exactly what it is, but this is Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. And you'll see what I'm talking about once we get it installed or whatever. So just hit install and go through this process. And let me catch up on the chat right fast. Let's get back over here while this thing is installing. See what's going on. So Camille, he says, thank you. Yeah, no problem, man. No problem. I definitely appreciate you coming through. Let's see. We all know how Oracle. Oh yeah. I already read that. What's up, KeepItTechie again? All right, cool. So let me go back. I think I'm caught up on the chat. I don't see anybody else here. Hey, if you're just coming in, just go down and say something in the chat so I can recognize you, you know, speak to you and everything. But shout out to you, man. I like it. And if you want, like the video if you can, bro, and share if you would like to. You know, not a requirement. Just do what you do, man. All right, so we almost done with the install. Of SQL Server Management Studio, and I was actually gonna do a video. I'm still gonna do that video regardless of this live stream. I'm gonna do a video just showing people the details of actually installing this, and then also playing around with some queries and stuff like that, creating databases, you know what I'm saying, all that good stuff. So let's see, KeepItTechie. Yeah, appreciate it. I'm gonna do a more formal video. What's up, though, KeepItTechie? I definitely appreciate you coming through. He said you're gonna share it with his folks in the Discord. But yeah, man, I'm gonna do a formal video where I just kind of go through everything on how to actually install it and make it condensed, you know, versus a long live stream people have to go through. But I mean, it's a work too. You know what I'm saying? And KeepItTechie asked the perfect question. Glad you brought that up. Cause you know, I like MySQL, you know, and all that stuff. MariaDB, you know, open source software and all that stuff. So there is a Oracle version of SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio, and it's basically called Workbench. So Oracle Workbench is pretty much the exact same thing, and you can connect to your MySQL server or MariaDB server and manage the server. You know, you can do pretty much everything you could do on SSMS, you could do on Workbench. So I'll show you guys that later. I did a video on it a while back. So if you got a MySQL server, that's something that you want to, you know, have, you know, super cool. He says, Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio is done. It's installed, so we can reboot the system. And like I said, with this thing, man, you can install it right on your laptop. You know what I'm saying? You ain't really gotta. Yeah, and I go take it. Let me find a link to it, bro. Right fast for you. Let's see. Oracle Workbench. Yep, Oracle Workbench. I did a video on it a while back, and I just showed people, you know. Let's see, Microsoft. Yeah, Microsoft. So I mean, not Microsoft. I keep saying Microsoft, but MySQL Workbench. Here we go, and it's free and open source. You can download it, and it's good to go. You know what I'm saying? You can connect to it just like that. And it's cool part about it, you connect to it over SSH. You know, it's got a whole bunch of different ways you can connect to your servers. So if you got a remote server in the cloud and you want to connect to the database You can use Microsoft. I mean, it's the same thing as SSMS, obviously. SSMS, you could do the exact same thing. You can connect to remote servers. But MySQL Workbench, connect over SSH, you know what I'm saying, and pretty much create your tables. You can write queries just like what we're finna do in SSMS. But this is dope though. You can actually install the full server on a Windows system. And yeah, I'm running this on a virtual machine that's essentially a server, so it has the resources to run like that. You know what I'm saying? Like a actual server. But I'm sure you can run this on your laptop the exact same way, depending on how much memory and all that stuff you got on there. And it also depends on what you're trying to do. If you're just trying to learn, you know what I'm saying, then this is the way to go. If you just want to learn how to use it, you're not going to be running many query, or well, you can run as many queries as you want. You're not going to be handling a whole bunch of data. Then you ain't got nothing to worry about. You can run this right on your laptop. You can download a test database, install it, and that's something that I'm gonna do in the official video showing people how to install it. I'm gonna download some of the like some test databases or something, put them up there, and show you guys how to run queries against it and all that stuff. So as you can see, that's the first thing that's going to pop up. It's going to ask you what server you want to connect to. So database engine, but you can also get into analysis services, reporting services, integration services, and Azure SSIS integration runtime. But we're going to connect to the database engine, and our server name is, our system. So our host name. Authentication is going to use Windows authentication, but in most environments, yes, it's going to use Windows authentication, but it's probably going to use Active Directory. So all the accounts in Active Directory. So that's where you want to understand group policies, segmenting people out that only have access to certain, servers and all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, you guys understand that if you've been learning about Active Directory, Windows, and help desk roles, help desk type roles, you know what I'm saying? That's heavy entails, Active Directory and understanding group policy and all that good stuff. But for this instance, it's just using the local account, which is my account that I created on this system. So all you have to do is hit connect, and it'll connect to the database engine. And then as you can see, it shows pretty much everything that's on the server. So you got your databases, you got your security, server objects, replication, if you want to set up replication, polybase. I think some of this stuff it's not on there. Always on, high availability. I believe you gotta add some, or you gotta enable it. Yeah. Management. So policy management, and I'm not gonna go too deep into all this stuff. I'll be here all day trying to explain all of this. You know what I'm saying? That's the agent. So if you got jobs, alerts, all that stuff, air logs, all that stuff is under there. And so just to show you the basics, this is basically where all your databases are stored. They have systems databases, and then you got database snapshots. And that's pretty much the backups of them. But let's just go down and create a new database and just show you guys how to do it. But all you gotta do is right click on here, hit new database, and that's essentially it. Very simple. Name your database. So I'm gonna just name this thing test DB. Boom. And then you can go through and modify. Well, this is the actual database file. Sorry. And then the owner, I'm gonna just leave it default. That should be good to go. And then let's hit OK, and that should execute and create that database. There we go. So this is our first database. Very simple. You know what I'm saying? Very simple to do. And then you want to go through and create your tables underneath it. So let's see, right click. Oh, and I'm tripping. I gotta go down here. Hold on. So yeah, new table. You can go through and create your table that way. And then you can use this little GUI thing. I think I had I think I downloaded a test database. That way you guys could see some data. Let me see if I can find that right fast. I know I saved one somewhere. We could download one right fast. Let's see. Cause I had bookmarked something that'll allow me to. I bookmarked a page that had some test databases on GitHub. Can't remember where I stored it, or did I save it? Did I actually download the files and store them somewhere? I do not remember. All right, let's see. Scripts. Windows package scripts? No. Oh, that's vert.io. Did I store it on GitHub? All right, let's go to GitHub right fast. See if I can find this thing. That way you guys can see something. You know what I'm saying? Because it kind of don't make sense to stop here. Let's see. I can show you guys a little more. Let's see your stores. Did I store this database somewhere? All right, my SQL test databases. All right, let's just search test databases. Oh, I'm not searching all of GitHub. I hate when it does that. Because I had some test databases, and let me see what you guys are saying in the chat right fast. Where did I? Hold on, did I close something? Oh, there we go. Hey, Short Willie, how you doing? You will be here till tomorrow to explain. Yeah, I know. I will be here till tomorrow, definitely. Just going through explaining all of this. So that's why I recommend you check out. Just get you a book, go through some training, because there is free training out there to help you go through and understand, all of these different areas under here. But that's essentially how you create a table. Let me see if I can find. I thought I had something. Why didn't I save this? I thought I saved this. Microsoft test databases. Because I showed downloaded some stuff a while back. Oh, and I think I deleted that virtual machine. Crap. Yeah. So I don't have that. I don't even remember where I went to get that stuff. I know it's on GitHub. Just don't remember where it's at. Let's see. Microsoft SQL test databases. Yeah, but that should get you started. Yeah, and I don't think North Winds will work no more. Hold on, let's see what we got here. I don't want to use North Winds. And if you guys never heard of Northwinds, what Northwinds is, it's a test database that Microsoft put out back in the day for, you can install it on Access, you could put it on SQL. That's what it was called, Northwind database. And through their training, when I went through some SQL training a long time ago, Northwinds was the database, that they put out there. Just join the Hacker Valley Discord. Hey, I gotta get that link. Hold on. Let me look it up. Uh Hacker Valley Discord. Hacker Valley. Okay. I'm gonna definitely check them out. Um Northwind, I can't remember the last time I heard that name. I know, right? Yeah. Finally met Devin. Oh, Devin from uh Alpha Cybersecurity. Yeah, that's the homie, man. Super cool guy, super cool guy. Definitely an excellent guy that's putting out great information as well. Help people get into cybersecurity field. So, and he does a lot of interviews over there as well, Northwinds, there's flashbacks. No, right? That was like one of the first things I, learned, or that was one of the first like databases that, I don't know, it just blew my mind because they basically took that everything that you could do with the databases and put it into one like little database. Especially like in Access, they in Access that highlighted everything you could do with Access, and I didn't know how powerful Access was until I looked at the Northwind database. You know, in Access, it's not as powerful as SQL, obviously, because you know it it's not um it's not made for big sets of data or data warehousing. All of these big data points. You know what I'm saying? It's not made for that. SQL is made for that. But if you just need a tiny application or a small application to do certain things using a database, then Access is awesome, and that displayed how much information or how much things you could do with Access. So I thought that was super cool. Um, Let me see. Oh, hey Tay, what's up, man? What's going on, bro? Um, Hopefully you I'm trying to remember what you told me the next search you was working on. I know you was talking about cybersecurity a while back, so um you know what I'm saying, that's cool. Um but I'm gonna go down in this thing, man. I think I didn't, put out, just some good information, that could possibly help somebody. And I'll probably do well, no, I am gonna do a more in-depth video just showing people how to do this. And I promise you I'll find that database, because I'm kind of frustrated right now. I can't find that test database that I was planning on using to put in Microsoft SQL. But I mean, at least you guys know how to get it started, and start looking at the training. That way you can kind of see how to set up one of these databases, you know what I'm saying, and play around with it using SSMS, connect to it, all that good stuff. And then it's a lot more, details, you can go into, like, uh, and just show you what I did. I right clicked on the actual engine and went down to properties, and this is where you can make a whole bunch of changes to the server, like the memory, memory usage. You can make changes to that, and that's one of the things you know I've had to do, for the positions that I've worked for. Just managing the memory that could be used by the system, security, SQL Server and Windows authentication mode, just different things. The auditing, you want to set that up. Tracing, connections, you can limit the amount of connections. Database settings, you could do backups, all that good stuff. And this is, database default locations, and they showed that at the end of us I think they show that at the end of us installing it, but this is where some of your files are stored. So the data location, the log location, and a backup location. And they're all stored, it looks like, under program files. So if you ever need to go in there and mess with that, or at least look at the files themselves, um, you know, you know where the location is. And I'll just go in here and just play around with it, or just look at it at least. Let's see. Yeah, so logs. Hold on, the data folder. And let's change the permission so we can get to it. But as you can see, that's the files. That's the database files. And I should turn on the extension so you guys can see it. Let's see. And I'm not good with Windows 11 yet, so don't look at me crazy. I don't know how to change stuff on here. Let's see. Options. Let's see if it's options. Yeah, there we go. So view, show hidden files and folders, and then where's the hide extensions? Let's take that off. Hide extensions. Boom. So MDF, and that's basically your files. So, and then if we go in here under, let's see, log files. Let's see, that's your log files, trace files. What are these right here? Because this stuff looks totally different. You know, at work I work on older systems, and it doesn't have, you know, this whole look of Microsoft 11, you know what I'm saying? So it looks different, you know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, that's where your files are stored or located. You got your advanced settings. You can go through and play around with this stuff, or at least understand what it does. Permissions as well. So so let's close the properties. Let's see what else we got in here. The properties, this is where you can modify the properties of the database itself. So I just right clicked on the database that we created, and you can look at basically all the information for it. So you got your files, your file groups, you know, options, different options, change tracking. So if you want to track changes, permissions, extended properties, mirroring. So if you got another database that you want to mirror this with, you could do that as well. And mirroring is good, especially if you want to have the database in two different locations. It'll always keep the databases in sync. So awesome thing to do. So like I said, I wish I had that test database so you could play around with it. I just don't want to I just don't, I don't know, I don't want to go through and search for it, you know, right now, because I'll probably be searching, you know, and not really talking to you guys. That's my problem. I want to kind of keep it entertaining a little bit, you know what I'm saying, as much as you can. But I would be sitting here, like if I wasn't on stream, I'd just be sitting here trying to find it, and you know, totally focused on finding it. You know what I'm saying? He says going to wait a year. LOL. Let's see. I know that sucks. Support. Oh, Windows 11 broke my laptop, so I had to roll it back to. Oh man, that sucks. That sucks. Yeah, Windows 11 is strange, KeepItTechie. You know, it's weird, bro, and it takes a lot to get used to. You know what I'm saying? It's totally different from like this thing. I keep clicking. Let me show you this. I keep clicking on this, thinking, you know, that's the start button. Now, I know you could change it. You know, you can make it back look like you know, Windows 10 a little bit by moving some of this stuff over. But yeah, I keep going over here, you know, trying to click on the start button, start menu or whatever. It's like weird right here in the middle. It's like they try to take a Mac OS type thing and a Linux type look as well. That's one thing I saw about it. This kind of reminds me of Linux as well, especially the way they had the apps. You know, I don't know. It just kind of looks like that to me. And maybe it's because I use Linux all the time. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and you're right. It does look like Mac as well. So yeah, Mac. with that whole like dock and the way I don't know, it kind of looks like Mac. They try to make it pretty, Windows 10, and make it pretty, so to speak. All right, so let me close that, but that's pretty much how you install SQL Server, and it'll run on your system as long as you got it installed. Just uninstall it if you don't want it on there. And don't beat me up, guys, but like I said, I don't know Windows too well, but I'm sure you can go through, and if you can get to, add remove software, because I don't even know where to get to it, not under computer management. Let's see. Device management. Oh, apps and features. Okay. Apps and well, see, I don't like this, bro. I like the old, and maybe I'm just not going to the right location. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, control panel. Where's control panel? Man, I know what that is. I know how to find it in there. So control panel. And then I always make it small icons, programs and features. There we go. So just go in there and uninstall it. You know what I'm saying? And it'll remove it off your system. But let's see where it is. Yeah, no, that's Management Studio, but right there, boom. Or you might have to go to the setup. I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember. I've only uninstalled it from a SQL server, so but I'm sure you can get it off of here, no problem. Just by uninstalling it through here, most likely. I haven't tried it, so don't quote me on that. Yeah. But shout out to you guys. I definitely appreciate you guys coming through. I didn't expect this many people to come through, for Microsoft SQL for my channel. Let me say that, being that this is kind of like a Linux channel, I didn't expect many people to come through. But like the video as you leaving if you want to. But I definitely appreciate, you guys coming through. Check out, all the other channels that I kind of network with, like KeepItTechie. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to get into help desk or get into IT in general, he has a great platform, putting out a lot of, great information as well. Check out my man Gabe Bay with Struggle Security. He's putting out cybersecurity information over there as well. Check out my man Professor Black Ops. Great information he's putting out over there, for getting people in the cloud platform. And then Linux, check out Women in Linux. I love their channel. They always doing great videos, helping people get into the field and get this money. You know what I'm saying? And it's definitely an awesome channel they have over there, especially going through different jobs and stuff that are out there where you can get into it and make a little money. You know what I'm saying? Because the tech field is booming and it's going to continue to grow, and we need more people into it. You know what I'm saying? Also check out my man Antoine Wade over at Black Heights. Awesome channel. He's always doing great things, putting out information, help people get into the field as well. Let me see. I don't want to forget nobody. Network Broad, I don't think he's been putting up many videos, but awesome channel as well, helping people get into networking. Cheryl at Pearson Center Cyber, she has a good channel as well. I haven't seen her put up many videos lately, but definitely check her out as well. I'm trying to think who else. I don't want to leave out nobody. Oh yeah, Alpha Cybersecurity, the one Lightfoot as well. Lab every day. Check out his channel as well. He has a lot of great information on his channel. You know what I'm saying, to help you get into the field. Man, and I don't want to leave people. Oh, and I don't care if you're big, you super big. I don't care shouting you out, even though I have a small channel. But check out Network Chuck. You know what I'm saying? Network Chuck puts out a lot of great information. Trying to think who else. And for the Linux users, Linux desktops, I'm actually gonna have him on pretty soon. But DistroTube, check out my man DistroTube. He does a lot of desktop Linux content. He's very big in the open source, community. That's my guy. I've been following him for years. He's actually the first person that shouted out my channel when I had like 700 subscribers or whatever, and I was doing videos just talking about Linux servers or setting up Linux servers, configuring Linux servers or whatever. And he recognized what I was doing over there as a benefit. And he actually gave me a shout out and got me over 1,000 subscribers. So definitely, appreciate him. And I'm definitely trying to get him on. I contacted him a while back, on Patreon. And before the billions as well, I'm going to hit you up as well. You know what I'm saying? Definitely appreciate it. But shout out to everybody. That's it. I'm going to quit rambling my mouth. Hopefully you guys got something out of it. And that's the whole purpose of me doing these videos. Try to help people get something out of it. But I hope you guys have an awesome Saturday. And of course, keep it techie.